How's it going, fanbots? I'm hawkeyeorhawkguy.
I'm the director.
And I'm Nix.
And we're Sandra Robots, and this is this week's episode of We've Got Issues.
We're number one.
We're number one.
We're all number
We're all
one.
number one.
We're number one.
So all of
You're
us
number one.
You're
Watching
number
this
one.
video.
We're number one. Yeah, what she said.
Yeah. So, this week, it's not just me, because I was so sad about having to do the last one all by myself, I even cried and stuff. These two took pity on me, or something to that extent. And they came to sit on this couch with me. So now you get 3 times the voices. And 3 times the fun.
You're really selling this.
You know the drill. We are each going to pick one issue, we're going to do a review, and then we're going to do a joint review, which you might remember this format from when Mr. Hewitt and I used to do videos together. Miss you, buddy. Wait, no, he's not dead. I just miss him because we haven't done a video together in a while. Either way, before we get to that, I just wanted to give a real quick shout out to 2 series that we're not reviewing today, but I think you should definitely go pick up. The first one is the latest issue of Superman. For people who feel like Superman hasn't really been well represented in the New 52 so far, I think you'll really appreciate the care Jeff John takes to make Superman that caring, familiar figure we're all used to. And the other one I wanted to give a shout out to was 8, which is a Dark Horse title drawn, or I guess conceived of, written by both Raphael Albuquerque and Mike Johnson. They both did story duties. But Raphael Albuquerque does the art and colors. This is issue number 2, so it's not too far along that you can't pick it up and read it. It's a great time-traveling / alternate dimension type romp. A lot of fun, and fits in with the theme of things that we're going to talk about today, or at least one of them. So, pick it up, enjoy it, on to the reviews.
Flash forward.
This is recording right now? Yeah! I'm going to lead the charge this week. And I'm going to review a series from Dark Horse Comics called Frankenstein Underground. This title is coming at you from the amazing creative duo of Mike Mignola and Ben Stenbeck. Mike Mignola does the writing, and as you know, he is the founder and caretaker of the Hellboy universe. Hellboy, BPRD, Abe Sapien, Lobster Johnson, that's his name. Lobster Johnson.
That really is his name.
Johnson.
Lobster Johnson.
Who's just the best. Seriously. Anyways, they're also accompanied by Dave Stewart, who does the colors, and Clem Robbins, who does the letters. It's going to be very dark, very atmospheric, kind of a 19th century gothic horror vibe to it. It's exactly what you would expect from a series done by Mignola about Frankenstein. It adds in some more kind of supernatural elements to it, where the Frankenstein's monster, who I'm just going to call Frankenstein because he doesn't have a proper name, and I don't want to keep calling him Frankenstein's monster because everybody knows that Frankenstein is the name of the doctor and not the monster, so let's just all get past it collectively. We're introduced to his origins really quickly. They give us a little montage which shows us that yes, this does exist in the Hellboy universe, and yes, Frankenstein does have the same origin that we expect of Frankenstein's monster. And they just throw you right into the thick of things. They show you he's been hunted, they show you, what's happening with him mentally, emotionally, how he's dealing with being this monster and having been captured and harmed and made to do all this terrible stuff. And then we're thrown for like a loop, and we're introduced to like this heavy supernatural element and these people who are trying to hunt him and possibly deities. It's really well done. It never does anything predictable. It manages to keep you, guessing what's going to happen next, wondering about the characters, wondering about the story. I mean, as far as plot progression goes, not a lot happens in this first issue, but it's a really solid setup. It's gorgeous to read, and it ends leaving you really wanting more and finding out where the series is going to go. I really hadn't heard anything about it before, and now my hype for it is really high. I mean, again, it's because the creative team, you can't go wrong with them, but I think I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And I'm absolutely going to recommend that if you're not currently reading any of the Hellboy universe Dark Horse titles, that you jump on it, buy some Hellboy trades, buy some Baltimore trades, and then buy this issue.
Hello, fanbots. Welcome again. Long time no see. It's good to see you. Missed y'all. That's true. This week I read a lot of the first #1 issues coming out because I want to start jumping on some of the new series. And as we covered in a few videos back, Image is really bringing the house down with its lineup in 2015. So there's going to be a lot of great series. One of the great series is Chrononauts. Chrononauts. It's by Mark Millar and Sean Gordon Murphy as a co-creator team. Mark Millar did the writing, and then Sean Gordon Murphy did the art. It was colored by Matt Hollingsworth and lettered by Chris Eliopoulos. And then this actual cover is not the regular cover. It's a variant by Fiona Staples,
who is on Saga.
I love this cover. If you kind of look at it, you get exactly the sense of what this series is going to be. Midwest revolvers, high-powered machinery, or high-powered machine rifles, dinosaurs, Roman emperors, martinis. It's perfect. As Guy and I were talking about, there's a huge number of titles out there that play on the whole, temporal tomfoolery aspect of time travel. I'm reading Apocalypse, which is another good one that I recommend. But Chrononauts is, it doesn't feel like another, apple in the barrel. It feels really unique, partly in thanks to Mark Millar's great writing. He's great at pace control. So this is like a roller coaster of a comic. From page 1, you're just locked in, head snap back in your seat, hurtling through the story. From the first page, it's just nonstop gripping. But also, Sean Gordon Murphy's art is fantastic. He's one of my favorite artists. And one thing I love about Sean Gordon Murphy's art, which you'll find a lot in this issue, is that he's just a phenomenal artist at any depth of detail. So his high detailed spreads and his zoomed out just general sketch detail shots, they all look great. The lettering even is really fantastic. Big shout out to Eliopoulos and Hollingsworth for, keeping on par with their fantastic creative team. And big shout out to Fiona Staples for a variant cover. Overall, for a first issue, I think it's indicative of a great series that you should add to your pull list. And in that, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I clear and anyways.
Oh, you're recording? Okay, it's my turn. Okay, this week I'm reviewing. We'll get just right to it. Giant Days, number 1.
You might notice a theme of number 1.
It's written and created by John Allison and illustrated by Lissa Treiman. Oh, it's by Boom. They also make one of my favorite series, Lumberjanes. Hello. That also came out this week, so you should pick it up. So this is gonna be like a short series, I think. It's on the cover it says 1 of 6. I think these characters, Susan, Daisy, and Esther, are part of John Allison's web comic, maybe, I think, that he was doing before, and then he just decided to make a little offshoot. And it follows them through their first week at a university. I think they're neighbors. They live right next door to each other in the dorm. And I think it's reflective so far, a little bit, of how colleges kind of just meet people. And maybe you wouldn't have necessarily become friends with them, but since you live in such close proximity, you're kind of forced to be friends. I also wanted to talk about the art. So obviously you look at the cover compared to some of the other covers. This one's pretty bright, stands out a lot. Nix and I were talking earlier about how the art really kind of carries this comic, I think. So that's cool. Anyway, overall, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Yay!
Alright, thank you for joining us here today. If you enjoyed our reviews, or if you read the issues and you think we were totally wrong about everything we just spoke about, please leave us a comment down below. If you're glad that the director and Nix joined me today, give the video a like so that we know that you want them to come back and do more videos. As always, subscribe to the channel because we do lots of cool stuff. We didn't this week, but we usually do. And there should be some fun stuff coming up. So thank you so much for joining us today. As always, remember who you are and what you are.
Don't go causing any trouble out there in that big, bad, crazy world.
And troll the respawn, Jeremy.
Come home at 3. If you're leaving with me, go make that money.
What is it?